Hi everyone, thank you very much for attending the previous session. And in previous session what we learn how to deal with the multiple elements. We are also done with the advanced part of a locator, and now it is time to learn few more new topics from the WebDriver. So today the next topic that we have to learn is the handling alerts, windows and frames within a WebDriver. Okay, so there are different let's say if you wanted to automate alerts, windows and frames, you need to take care of few things that we will be covering up today. Okay, so but before we actually start on handling the alert, very first thing what we will do is we will write HTML and JavaScript web page, that will have alert, window and frames, so we can automate the same application. So the benefit this will also help you to learn little bit HTML and JavaScript, as well as once we develop this web page, we will use that application. We will use the same web page for automating in through WebDriver. Okay, so very first thing is what I will do is I'm going to create a new web page. So you can see that I'm creating on desktop, I'm creating a new file. I want to create a text file. Okay, so this is the text file that I created. You can give some name to this text file. For example, batch 03 is my file name. Okay, and I want this as a HTML file, so the extensions has to be HTML, not TXT. Okay, for some people, the TXT extension is not shown, it is hidden. So if you want to enable that TXT extension, just go to your computer, go to the view menu and just take this checkbox, file name extensions. If you take this checkbox, that means you should be able to see your file extensions as well. So just go to the file, F2 is the shortcut key to rename a file. Extension, I will make it HTML because I want to write HTML and JavaScript code. Okay, so extension is HTML. Now there are different editors you can use. My favorite is Notepad++. It is like developers Notepad. So I'm just opening in Notepad++. It's a free tool. If you want, you can download Notepad++. It is very helpful for at least for the developers. You can call this as a Notepad, as like developers Notepad. So in this HTML, I will write HTML tag. Then HTML has some high-level syntax. I will write those high-level tags first. So HTML has head, nested. Okay, head contains title, and there you can actually write the title of your web page. So let's say title of my web page is sample page to learn alerts, pop-ups, frames and windows, HTML and JS. Okay, so that is my page title. HTML is case insensitive. Okay, this is written in capital. You can write in lowercase, or you can use the combined case as well. So combining capital and lowercase as well, upper and lowercase. So the title is there. Now I will close the head. Every tag has start and end, except few tags. So this is start tag, end tag of title, start tag of head, end tag of head. Like the similarly, you should have end tag of your HTML as well. Okay, so this is start tag of HTML, this is end tag of HTML. Now the first tag I completed in HTML is head. The second important tag is body. You can write in uppercase, lowercase or any case, it doesn't really matter. Closing of body. So in body tag you can actually write different HTMLs, so I will write H1. H1 means the heading one, this is the biggest heading you see. Let's say I'm saying alerts. Okay, so the simple example is alerts. If you want to run this HTML program, it's very easy. Just open that HTML web page in some browser. I will be using Chrome browser. It's my favorite. but you may want to use your own favorite browser. So as you can see on this web page, H1, that means the heading 1 is alert. Now what I will do is, under H1, I will add UL. UL stands for unordered list, okay? And the contents I want to, UL will have list item, LI. LI stands for list item, that is like item of that or unordered list. So first item of unordered list is alerts. I want to add, just give some information. Alert, closing of LI. Every tag has closing and opening, except few. We will discuss those. LI, confirm, LI, prompt. /UL, that is the closing of my unordered list. So I'll just save it, Control S, and reload the page. If you reload the page, you can see that list is displayed, and this is unordered list. That is the reason it shows some squares or circles, filled circles. If I change that UL to OL, OL stands for ordered list. Okay, save it, reload the web page. You can see that the number ordering is now with number. You can also specify what you want. You want a square, or you want filled square, or what you want. You want the Roman number, and that way, or ABC. You can specify that, but we are not learning HTML, right? Our focus is to learn WebDriver. So I will just change OL to UL. I want to make unordered list. That looks better. Okay, it is done. Now what is the alert? Alert is actually, I will just write few lines. I will say LI, and inside that LI I will say a paragraph tag. P is paragraph. I'm saying with only OK button. So what is alert? Alert, it means it just has a OK button. Okay, so this is the way it is getting displayed. So this paragraph I will add it to all LIs. All right, so the confirm has OK and cancel button. Prompt has text box, OK, and cancel button. Okay, so there are three type of pop-ups in JavaScript. Okay, and cancel button. All right. So I just added a paragraph under each of this LI list item, and this is how it is displayed. So we will see each of these examples. All right. So alert, confirm, prompt. So basically these are JavaScript methods. Okay, let me tell you, these are just JavaScript methods. I will write a paragraph. RJS methods which shows pop-up dialog /p. My paragraph is completed. Excuse me for typo. Oops. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm doing some mistake. All right, so so what is alerts? Alerts are JavaScript methods which shows alert, which shows pop-up dialog. So one example, if you call alert open bracket close bracket, it will show you a pop-up dialog with OK button. Another example is if you call a confirm method, it will show OK button with a cancel, OK and cancel button. If you call a prompt, it has a text box. It asks for an input to the user with OK and cancel button. So if you want to see the example, just open the developer tools and there just write this method. For example, I want to write, go to console. All right, on the console, let me attach it with my browser at the bottom, dock to, and I don't need this one. Yeah. Go to console and I will just say alert. Alert takes a parameter, what message you want to say, hi there. So this is the message which I want to show. Okay, alert hi there. I will hit enter, and as you can see, there is an alert message displayed with a OK button. There is an alert message displayed with a OK button. So I will just say OK, and as you can see, again that pop-up is gone. So this is one example. If you call confirm, confirm, and do you want to really learn Selenium? So this is the question I'm asking. Okay, as soon as I hit enter, it will show me a pop-up box with that message. Do you want to really learn Selenium? With OK and cancel button. As you can see, it has OK and cancel button. That's a confirm. Okay, I will say cancel. As I said cancel, so it is returning me false. If I'm saying OK, it will return true. Okay, so that confirm method has some return data type. It is Boolean. It will return true if user is clicking on OK. It will return false if the user is clicking on cancel. So we covered two, alert, confirm, and let's talk about the prompt. I'm saying prompt. May I know, or what's your name, buddy? Okay. So this is a prompt. I gave one message to the prompt. I will just say hit enter. And as you can see, what's your name, buddy, is the question asked, and there is a text box. So it has a text box with OK and cancel button. I hope all these three type of pop-up dialogues are clear. So these are the standard JavaScript pop-up alerts, and I will be telling you shortly that how to handle this pop-up alerts in your JavaScript. In your WebDriver code. All right, so let me add few examples here, on the same web page of whatever we have learned so far. Yes, there are only 3 standard pop-up alerts in JavaScript. Okay. All right, so let me go to the HTML and just add a few examples. So I'm going to say HR. HR stands for horizontal ruler. Just reload it. You can see that horizontal ruler is added with the tag HR. So HR, it means horizontal ruler. Okay. So below that HR, I will add H2 tag. So let's say I'm saying H2 and examples. I want to say examples slash H2. Perfect. Now next is, let's say example 1 of alert message, So example 1 is alert message. So I will say examples, and there you can say just write a paragraph. Example 1 alert slash P, closing of paragraph. Now what I will do is first save it, reload that page, and this is the page. This is how that web page is displayed in your browser. So here what I'm going to say is I will add a button. To add a button, the tag is input type equal to button. You can say value. The value, it means the value which will be displayed on that button. So I'm saying click me. Click me is the text that will go on the button, and I will just close that input tag. Okay, guys, most of the tag has opening as well as closing, but input tag is something which starts here and it closes here only. You don't write separate closing of an input. So input has starting and ending within the same tag. You don't have to separate. You cannot write a separate closing tag of input. So just make note of few tags. There are few tags which starts there and closes there. For example, HR is also one tag. Which HR starts here and closed here only. So as you can see, this symbol slash greater than, it is a closing symbol. That means, okay, this tag is closed here only. Okay, there is no further closing of this tag. Just save it, reload into web page, and you can see there is a button, click me. But if you click on that button, nothing is going to happen because we have not written any action on that. So I'm writing on click, click is equal to some action. You know, the action, it means the JavaScript code, and I will be executing JavaScript code as alert open bracket close bracket. You know, if you want to show some message, you can give that message in single quote, not in double quote, because double quote, you know, will go inside. Double quote will be inside in a double quote that way. So better we write, to be on safer side, let's write single quotes, and there you can give message. You know, it's nice day today. Okay. So I wrote a message, it's nice day today. Come back to the web page. Oops, sorry. Reload it. Click on the button. Now you can see there is a pop-up. You know, it's nice day today. You have to click on OK so that it will be gone. So there is this first example. You know, click me. So that's the example one. Let me write another example. That's example two. This is the example of confirm. All right. So for the confirm, you know, previously in my alert example, what I did is I directly wrote that complete JavaScript here, right? But what you can do is, if you have, let's say, lengthy JavaScript, or you wanted to have multiple JavaScripts line of scripts you want to write, then what you can do is you can actually create a JavaScript method. So in head, okay, JavaScript is most of the time it is written in head, but there is no such restriction. You can write JavaScript in body also, but the ideal way is you should be writing JavaScript in head. The tag name should be script. This is start tag and end tag, okay. And inside that tag you can write the JavaScript code. So I'm writing function. The syntax for creating a function is this. I'm following JavaScript syntax for writing a function. Function, you know, show confirm message. Okay. So this is the syntax of writing a function, show confirm message. And there I will write some JavaScript, piece of JavaScript, you know. So I'm writing confirm. Do you want to continue? Do you want to continue? Okay. Let's say this is the message which I want to show to the user. But that confirm is going to return true if the user clicks on OK, and the confirm will return false if the user clicks on cancel. So I will take that return value also. So in JavaScript we declare variables as var. Okay, we do not write any specific data type. We simply write var and name of a variable. So let's say I'm saying val equal to, you know, or you can say that return value. You know, this is my JavaScript variable name. So if user is clicking on OK, then I will show, you know, that alert message will show either true and false, you know. So first I'm showing confirm message. Do you want to continue? You know, it will return true or false based on the user choice. And the true false will be displayed as an alert. Can you see that? I'm again displaying the return value inside the alert. So let's go and give a run and see how this looks like. So I'm going to click on click me. Okay, this is a click me button. I said, okay, nothing is happening. Looks like there is something wrong. Oh yeah, the problem is I said on click equal to empty. So nothing is going to happen on click. So instead of that on click empty, you should call this method. Now what is this? Show confirm message. This is a custom method, user defined method that we have defined in a script tag. Okay, so this is the syntax of declaring a method in JavaScript. This is the simplest example. Okay, there is a simple method which I am calling it here on this click. Go, save it, refresh the web page, click on click me, and now you can see that do you want to continue? Okay, cancel option is displayed. first time what I will do is I will click on OK. You know, as soon as I click on OK, that confirm method returns true, you know, in the return value, and the return value I am displaying as a alert. Alert means only OK button. So I will say OK. Can you see that it is returning true, and the true is displayed into another alert with only OK button. Now I will run the same. I will click on the same button. It will showing me a confirm box. I will click on cancel this time, and as you can see, if you click on cancel, the return value is false. I hope it is clear, you know. So what I was doing is I was taking the user choice. I was taking the user choice and returning it into alert. But instead of showing that alert, what you can do is, you know, let's say I'm adding a new paragraph here. You know, the paragraph will have some ID is equal to ex2 example2 result. So the ID is example2 result, and I will just close that p tag. Okay, so as you can see, I created an empty paragraph. Empty paragraph has some ID. ID is ex2 result, and in JavaScript I will write the simple code. Okay, see what I want to do is I just saved it. So if you go here, inspect it, if you read that HTML, you see that paragraph tag is there with the ID ex2 result. So what I am going to do is in console I will say document dot get element by ID. Okay, these are the methods which are coming from JavaScript DOM. Okay, DOM stands for document object model. Okay, so these are the methods which are coming from JavaScript DOM. So document object DOM means document object model, and the very simple meaning of DOM is like we have a web page, we have a browser. Browser contains pages. Browser contains documents. Documents contains the different elements. Let's say images, forms, buttons, and text boxes, and those things. So it is like, you know, the object model of all the elements which are there on a web page. So I'm simply writing, you know, inside a document there are few functions available, JavaScript functions available. So get element by ID, get elements by class name, get elements by name, get elements by tag name. You know, so these are the different methods which are available. But in my case, I will be using this first method, get element by ID. The reason is the element which I want is having ID. Okay, so the ID was this. So just hit enter, it will show you the p tag, and you know, and if you mouse over on that p tag, it will be highlighted on your web page. So I can see that, you know, just by my mouse hovering on that p tag. So on that element, what I'm going to say is inner HTML is equal to hi there. So can you see that? Inner HTML is equal to hi there. I will hit enter, and you can see that hi there is added on the web page. Okay, if you want to change that, let's say how are you, you know, double quotes, I will just hit enter, and as you can see that text is getting changed to how are you. So this is like one way, you know, you can actually do many things on your web page. You can make your static web page to a dynamic using a JavaScript. But the objective is we are not learning. Our objective is to learn Selenium WebDriver, and we are just touching few basic topics from the JavaScript. We are not really going to learn JavaScript thoroughly. But yeah, still, you know, I will try to explain you the simplest things which are there in the JavaScript. So this is the line, you know. So what I want to say is, sorry, my bad. Come back here. So what I will do is, if the return underscore value is true, see, I'm writing something like this, if else in a JavaScript. So if return value, if true, then do this. So what we have to do is, do you want to continue? Let's continue to next section. Okay, so this is the message which I want to show. Let's continue to the next section. Or in else part, I will paste the code document.getElementById. by ID. This is the ID. Inner HTML I am going to set is, oh, let's revise the same topic again, All right. So if user is clicking on OK, that means return value will be true, and if true, that means document.getElementById.InnerHTML. Let's continue to the next section. Will be printed on your web page. Will be added on your web page. Else, if the user on cancel, then let's revise the same topic again. Message B. This text will be added to the ex2 result. I hope it is clear. There is nothing rocket science that I am teaching. These are very simple very simple topics from the JavaScript. So let's save it. Go to the browser. Sorry. Yeah, that's my browser. Reload the browser. Every time you do some changes, make sure you reload the browser. And there is a button, example to confirm. I'm just going to click on that button. I will say OK first time. So if you say OK, it says let's continue to the next session. I will close this, so it will be better. You can see that. Let's reload it. I'm saying click me. Do you want to continue? I will say OK. And it is saying let's continue to the next section. I will click on the same button. This time I will click on cancel. And you can see that, let's revise the same topic again. Message is displayed on the web page. So how it is done? Because there is a paragraph tag already present, and just setting the inner HTML of that paragraph tag. Now come to the HTML code again. Now the last example. It's time for the last example. Okay, last example is prompt. P-R-O-M-P-T. So prompt asks for input from user. So again, click me button. On click, I will say show prompt dialog. Okay, show prompt dialog is something, and there I will give another ID, ex3. So this paragraph was having ID as ex2. This paragraph is having ID as ex3 result. Alright, and there is a method which I want to write, show prompt dialog. So let's go back to this section, script tag. After this method, I will write another method. Okay, and here again the same kind of a code. So where return value is equal to, I will say prompt. In prompt I will ask the name of that person. Please enter your name. Alright, so when I say please enter your name, the return value will be actually storing the value which is user is typing. Okay, so take the return value, and now I can do some conditions. The very first thing is, I wanted to print that return value very simply, So I'm simply saying document dot get element by, guys, JavaScript is case sensitive. So if this by is capital, I is capital, you should be writing in capital case only. HTML is not a case sensitive. It is just opposite to JavaScript. HTML is not case sensitive, whereas JavaScript is case sensitive. So get element by ID, the I has to be capital. The ID is ex3 result dot inner HTML. It should be in caps. Inner HTML is equal to. Now you can put the value. Let's say I'm saying ret underscore value, the value which is getting returned from the prompt. Okay, ret value. So even if user leaves it empty, it will come as an empty value. If the user is canceling, it will come as a null value. I will discuss about the return value. What are the different return values are returned if the user clicks on OK or cancel on that way. So for now, this is the code. I have that button. That button actually calls, on click, it calls show prompt dialog. Okay. Show prompt dialog is actually doing return, is collecting the return value from the prompt method and showing that value on the web page. INNER, inner HTML. Okay. Sorry for typo. Come back to the web page, reload it. You see the example 3. Actually, it has to be example 3. Let me correct my mistake. This has to be example 3. Yeah, this is example 3. Click me. I'm going to enter Vikas Tange. I will say okay. It shows me the value, which I have entered here. But if I am saying Vikas Tange and I'm just saying okay. So what it goes is, it takes actually the empty value, empty string. But the third is, let's say I'm clicking on cancel. Okay, if I type something and say okay, that means it will take SD, SDF, whatever the value which I typed. If I'm not typing anything and just simply saying okay, that means I'm giving empty input. But if I'm saying cancel, that means it will return the null value, So actually that null value is not getting displayed here. Okay, what I will do is I will just concatenate a string value. Maybe let's try with that option. Okay, I'm concatenating that with a string value. So if you are concatenating null with a string, so it will become null string, NULL string. But if you don't concatenate, it will null, it means nothing. Okay, but if you concatenate null with a string, that becomes NULL. So just for your understanding, I have concatenated with a string. Excuse me for that. All right, so very first thing, I will tell you from the beginning about the prompt. This time I will enter Vikas, say okay, it shows me Vikas value. Next option. The next time, I'm keeping it empty, I will say okay. It goes as an empty text, there is empty string. Third is just click on cancel. If you say cancel, that means that value is returned as a null, NULL. So I hope it's clear, to you guys. Now what we will do is, we are done with the alerts example. Okay. Now I wanted to handle alert pop-up messages which are coming up in Selenium WebDriver. Okay. So let's do that quickly. For that I need Eclipse. So let's launch Eclipse. Guys, if you have any questions so far, let me know. We have some time to get that Eclipse started and create a new project. So let me know if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer your queries. Any questions, guys? I don't see any question on the chat window. So is all the type of pop-up alerts are clear? All three type, that is alert, confirm, and prompt. Please reply, guys. It will help me to understand, whether you have understood the topic or not. Thanks, Shanawaz, for reply. Thanks, Vishali. Thanks, Ashwini. Okay, I don't think this is your workspace, so let me switch workspace. 203. There is a question from Shrikant. Is it required to have knowledge of JavaScript as a tester? So the thing is, it is not really required to have a knowledge of JavaScript, but it is going to help you if you are doing automation testing. Guys, don't consider yourself as purely kind of a black box tester. Though we are doing a black box testing, work into IT industry. You know, we write JavaScript, we write development code, we develop a framework, we develop automation script. So we are actually a developer, and you should know at least the basic knowledge of the development technologies. You know, so don't consider yourself as a tester. Consider yourself as the test developer. Okay. You might have seen the recent designation in the IT field as SDET. So software development engineer in test. So SDET is the designation which is most used in the agile projects. It is not tester or something. So yeah, it is always good if you know JavaScript. That will help you in automation testing, but it is not really mandatory. But you should have some JavaScript. That is what I will recommend. Do we need to create these pages as a part of automation? No, absolutely not, Vaishali. Today I was not having any example or any sample website, so I just created that sample JavaScript so that I can teach you the topic. But the thing is, you don't have to create some web page. You don't have to create any web page or JavaScript or something. So yeah, I hope I answered your query. You don't need to create any kind of UI designing or UI development thing. All right, so but you should be able to apply the knowledge which I'm doing, how to automate this different type of pop-up in a Selenium. Okay, you should know this and should be able to apply that knowledge. So what I will do is, we had the previous project, I'm just going to copy paste that dependencies from the old project. Okay, these are the dependencies I want to copy. Okay, I don't need this project to be open. Close project. Even day 9 also, close project. And let's create a project for today, that is day 10. Oops, sorry, it is Maven project. We use only Maven, right? So create a simple project. The group ID is com.vikas.learning, or you can say training or anything, The project name is day 10. WebDriver, and this is alerts handling project. Okay, I will say finish. All right, so as you can see, the Maven project is getting created. There is a progress bar, and so let's wait for a few seconds. All right, just ignore this database error. That's my project. It has SRC test Java. It has pom.xml. The very first thing I will add the dependencies into pom.xml. So open that pom.xml, go here and add the dependency. So first dependency is Selenium Java 3.8.1 and org testng, which is 6.9.10. So let's save it. Okay, this won't be taking long time to download the jar file, because in our previous session we already added this dependency as into the pom.xml, and that time only all the jar file was downloaded to my computer. So even though if you create a new project and add the same dependency with the same version, it won't be downloading all the jar file again. So it is time to write a class. So the class I'm writing is alerts example. Okay, there I'm writing a test case. We no longer write public static void main. We already started with the testng topic, and we write test cases. So add the test control space, and you have to import that test from org testng annotation. Just double click, public void test alert. So the first test case I'm writing is for test alert. Okay, and the remaining code is going to be pretty much same. For example, system dot set property. The name of property is WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. The value is e colon slash slash drivers slash slash Chrome driver dot exe. Okay, e colon slash slash driver slash Chrome driver dot exe. I hope there is no any mistake. Let me know if I'm doing some mistake. So I set the path first. Now it is time to start the driver. Okay, can you guys hear me now? I should be able to hear. Okay, perfect. So let's continue with where we left. Due to network issue, we had to reconnect. So I wrote system.set property, webdriver.chrome.driver, and the path to the driver. So I will say drive WebDriver, control space, import it, driver equal to new, Chrome driver, and driver dot, I will say get. There you have to specify the URL of your web page. Now my web page is not a website, is not hosted on some web server. So the URL is actually this, you see the protocol file ://. This is the protocol which is displayed for the applications which are present on your local computer. So I will give the complete path. Okay, that's my path. And what I want to do is, the very first thing I want to do is I want to click on this click me button, So to click on this click me button, how do I locate that? So right click, inspect, and this is the HTML, In HTML I will say input. So how many inputs are displayed? There are actually 3 input tags. 1 of 3 are matching. And if you use value is equal to click me, still it is same. If you use tag name, still it is same. If you use the type equal to button, still it is same for all the 3 buttons. Now what is the difference? The difference is only with the click me. Okay, on click, sorry. So the on click value for all of these 3 tags are different. So you may want to go with a CSS selector using the attribute as on click. Okay, you can use this as a example, but I do not generally recommend this way. I generally do not recommend this way. Instead, what you can say is you can use any locator and find the list. In the previous session, we already learned how to use find elements, right? So I will say driver dot find element, not element, it is find elements by dot. Now you can use anything, for example, I will use tag name. There are only 3 tags with tag name as input. Okay, and from that I want to get the first button, right? So get 0 means the first button, and on that button I will call click. Alright, so on that button I will call click. So once you click on that button, and let's say if I'm trying to print the page source, driver.get page source, after clicking on that button, I'm trying to print the page source. See what happens. Right click, run as test-ng test. Okay, see there is a pop-up message. It's nice day today. Come back to here and you see some exception, right? There is an exception. Now what is the exception? Just read that carefully. So exception is unhandled alert exception. Unexpected alert open. Now what is the alert text? Alert text is it's nice day today. So the problem is, by clicking on this, by executing this code, this line actually showed a pop-up. And once a pop-up is displayed, you won't be able to interact with your web page. See, let's say if I want to select the value or click on this button, I won't be able to do anything unless you are not clicking on that pop-up. Alright. So even if you write driver.get page source, that will throw exception. What exception? It will throw exception as this, unhandled alert exception. This is the exception which will be thrown if you call this method. So I will just comment that. Or maybe if you want to do something with the web page, but before that you must handle that alert. So how to handle the alert? So there is a interface alert. You see this is the interface alert. Let's create object of that, alert, or you can give any name, is equal to just say driver dot switch to. There are different ways to switch. So I'm saying driver dot switch to, and you can switch to with multiple things. You can switch to alert, you can switch to frame, you can switch to window. Okay, you can switch to parent frame, and there are many options available to switch. But right now I'm interested into the first one. Switch to alert. So I said driver dot switch to dot alert. Okay. So this alert actually returns object of alert, and that object I have stored it here. Now what do you want to do? Okay, what do you want to do? Let's say you wanted to say, okay, let's accept the alert. I want to say okay. So what you can, how to accept that alert is just simply that alert dot call accept method. If you say alert dot accept, it means you are clicking on OK button. Okay, this is the automation that you are doing. You are simply just saying that oh, click on OK button. So method is very simple, alert dot accept. All right, and after accepting alert, the driver dot get page source will be printed on your console. So let's run this test case. Right click, run as test-ng test. Guys, this alert will be shown and will be closed immediately. It will be very fast. You may not be able to get that alert. So what I will do is I will add some wait, a little bit wait, so that you guys can actually see that pop-up is shown and it is now clicking close button, and that way, So I will write a private method void wait for seconds. This is the method which I am writing. Wait for seconds. How many seconds you want? So it's taking SCC as a parameter. There I will write thread dot sleep. Thread dot sleep takes millisecond, right? I have an input as a seconds. If you divide that, if you multiply that seconds by 1000, it will convert that seconds into milliseconds. But as discussed in the previous session, thread.slip may throw a checked exception, and that checked exception has to be declared as throws, or it has to be declared as try catch inside a try catch block. So let me declare that inside a try catch block. Okay, so this is the code I have written. Wait for seconds, taking a second parameter, and before accepting, I will wait for, let's say, 10 seconds. Okay, I said wait for seconds. The value is 10, and by passing this value for seconds is called. All right, so let me run this test case. See, the browser is open. It's opening the page. Even that alert message is displayed. You can see that alert message is there on the screen. It will wait for 10 seconds, and after 10 seconds, the alert has to be closed. Okay, can you see that alert is now closed? And come back to your test Eclipse, and you can see there is no failure. Okay, test case ran successfully. Just check whether that HTML is printed or not. Can you see that, guys, that HTML is of that web page is printed? So yes, that means the alert handling was successful. We just accepted that alert. Accepting means clicking on OK button. Okay, so this was the simplest example. Now let me write another test case. So this will be test confirm with yes option. Okay, so test confirm with yes option. So in this case, what I will do is I will just click on the second element. Okay, get one element. Okay, so we were talking about the second test case, where I wanted to test the confirm with yes option. I will be clicking on yes option. So that confirm is actually, the prompt is actually the second button, right? So I'm saying driver.find element by tag name, input get one dot click. So, this is the second button, and alert is equal to driver.switch to .alert. Okay. And there I'm saying accept. After accepting, I don't want to print the page source. What I want is the text here, if you click on OK, the text has to be, let's continue to the next session. The text has to be, let's continue to the next session. This is the text I wanted to compare. So come back. Let's read actual text is equal to driver dot find element by dot. It has ID, right? It has ID. What was the ID? See the code. The ID is ex2 result. You can see that ID is ex2 result. ex2 result. And on that element, just say get text. So this is the actual text I got. We already learned assertions in the previous session. So assert, that has to come from testng. I want to say that assert equal. The very first thing you give is the actual value. The actual value is, and the expected value should be this, because I am clicking, I'm actually accepting, right? If you are accepting the alert, that means let's continue to the next session text has to be displayed. So message on accepting alert failed. I'm just saying message on accepting alert failed. Okay. Now this is a simple test case. Let's run this test case and see whether it is passing or failing. I just selected that one particular test, right click, run as testng test. This is the option I have used. Okay, the alert message is displayed. I have added a 10-second wait, and you can see it is OK cancel. And by saying alert.accept, it means it is going to click on OK. So let's see, let's continue to the next session is displayed here. Come back to the test case, and the test case got passed because it is matching with the, the actual and expected got matched. So let's continue to the next session was the actual text. I will copy paste the same test case, and I wanted to have, let's say, negative scenario, let's say cancel option. If I say cancel, all this code is going to be the same code, except the actual value will be changing. Your expected value will change. So the expected value has to be, we'll say cancel. The expected value is this. Okay, message on dismissing alert failed. But how to dismiss? Instead of accept will click on OK button. I don't want to click on OK button. I want to dismiss the alert. So there is a method dismiss. So if you say dismiss, it means you are clicking on the close button, or you are clicking on the cancel button. So let me select this one particular method. Right click, run as testng test. So by doing this, it will only run that one method from that complete class. Even though I have actually 3 test cases in the same class, it will only run that one method. But if you don't select a method and simply say right click, run as testng test, it will run all these 3 methods. So as you can see, the confirm message is displayed with OK and cancel button. This time I'm saying alert.dismiss, that means it should click on cancel. Can you see that it clicked on a cancel button? Oh, let's revise the same topic again is displayed. That means, yeah, it is working. And check the test case status. It is pass because the actual and expected text got matched. So we covered, alert. We covered confirm. Now only the thing is the last message, that is prompt. That is the only thing we need to cover. But before that, I will close all the Chrome driver and the Chrome browsers using command prompt. Okay, so sometimes it affects the performance because uh, I'm not quitting the driver. Ideally you should be quitting the driver by saying driver.quit at the end, but I will tell you how to do that in a better way in next sessions. All right, I want more test case. Let's say copy paste the same test case. This time I want to confirm prompt with user input. Okay, so I will be clicking on the third input button, that means index number 2. I will take the alert object the similar way. I will take the alert object. Now this time I want to type the value. So to type a value, alert dot send keys is the method which is used to type some value inside that alert text box. Okay, so send keys, there I will type Vikas Thange. Okay, this is the value which I am typing, and I will wait for, let's say, 10 seconds. Alert.dismiss. Oh, this time I have to say alert.accept. Okay, I will click on OK button. Then actual text, I want to take it from the result 3, that is example 3 result. Example 3 result, I will take the actual text, and the actual text has to be Vikas Thange because I'm saying Vikas Thange and then clicking on cancel. So message on prompt with valid input failed. You can just add any failure message. This is optional, we already discussed in the previous session. Even though if you don't specify this failure message, still it is okay, but it is always a good practice that you should give this failure message. Now let's run this test case. Oops, something wrong happened. Oh, see, the problem is this is just a normal method. I forgot to write @test. By making @test, it means this is no longer a simple method. This is actually a test case. Okay, there is a text box as you can see, but looks like the Vikas was not typed in that alert, and not sure. I think something went wrong, but I see the test case got passed. That's a little bit weird. I'm not 100% sure. Let me give a try again. Let's run that particular test case. Right click, run as test-ng test. Okay, see, there is a pop-up box. I have not typed input yet, but you can see the value Vikas Thange is typed and it is displayed. Maybe I think am I typing that value after wait? No, not really. Okay, looks like there is some issue with the Selenium maybe. So as you can see, the alert.send key is Vikas Thange. This line is getting executed. Even on the web page it shows Vikas Thange also, but due to some reason, it is not actually showing that Vikas Thange typed here. The Vikas Thange has to be shown here as well, but looks like there is some internal issue with Selenium maybe, so which is not actually showing the Vikas Thange value in the text box, but internally it passes that value. So my test case is getting passed with actual text as Vikas Thange. Let me tell you by debugging this test case. See, I'm debugging a test case. I have added a breakpoint on the wait statement. Let me keep this side-by-side window. Oh, my bad. The first test case is now getting executed. Sorry. Let me select that particular test case, right click, debug as test-ng test. Okay, the browser is there. I reached to the breakpoint. But guys, can you see that, alert.sendKeys is line already executed, but there is nothing. There is no value typed here. Looks like this is an issue with the Selenium 3.8 version might be specifically. Okay, but I will say F6. F6 means wait for 10 seconds. Do you see anything here? Below click me, no, right? The Vikas Tange value will be displayed below this click me button, Okay. Now this time I will say alert.accept. I will say F6. Come back and you can see that Vikas Tange is actually there on the web page. Okay. Initially it was not there because the typing has happened. Selenium actually internally sets the value. Selenium doesn't do the typing like the end user does. Selenium actually sets the value internally. So the actual value which I wanted to read is, let's say F6. Oops, I think I said, let's say F8. Jump to the next breakpoint. See the actual value. Actual value is Vikas Tange, and this is the same as the expected value. So my test case will get passed. Okay. The one thing that we noticed is the pop-up was not showing the value which is typed. But I'm assuming this is the issue with the Selenium, but that should be okay, because we are able to do our job, right? We are able to pass on some value to the prompt message. So this test case is getting passed. Okay, now let's write another test case. If you don't write anything, means the empty input. Okay, I will not type anything. I will just keep it blank. I will say accept, and the expected value has to be blank. There might be some spaces, so I will just say trim and compare that actual value with the expected value as empty string. Okay, message on prompt with empty input failed. So if it is not matching, so see the value should be empty. Let's run it. Oh, select that particular method and then run. Okay, let's wait for 10 seconds. This time I have not typed anything. We don't have that send keys method, right? Let's go back and see. There is no send keys method. Still the test case got passed because the actual value is matching with the empty string. The actual value is matching with the empty string. Now let's take example. I'm typing something. Let's fail this test case intentionally. Alert dot send keys. I'm sending, let's say, VIK, and run the test case again. And just check, this test case is getting failed or not. I'm typing VIK and I'm comparing with the expected value as empty. So which is obviously going to be false. That means fail the test case. So let's see if our test case is getting failed or what. So as you can see, the test case got failed. There is an exception. Message on the prompt with empty input field failed. Expected was empty, but actually found is VIK. So you can see that VIK text is getting sent, but I don't want to send any value, right? I want to keep that empty. Now the only one test case we need to test last combination, that is test prompt with cancel button. So if the user is clicking on a cancel, it returns a null value. Okay, and I wanted to compare whether it is a null value, null. Okay, it is example 3, message on prompt with cancel. Oops. Okay, So I'm just going to compare with a null. Is it null? Okay, because the null is displayed if you just simply say that cancel. Cancel means dismiss, right? So there are three important methods from alert interface. First method is accept, that means click on OK. Second method is send keys, that means type something in the alert box. And third method is dismiss. Dismiss is clicking on a cancel. So these are the three important methods from alert handling, which you should know. Let me close that Chrome instances. Yeah. So let me run this test case and see if that actual value is coming as null. Okay, come back and see the test case got passed. Alright, so we covered all the possibilities, all the permutation combination with the different three type of alert, that is alert, then prompt, then confirm, all these three types. Now what I will do is I will just do some refactoring. At the end of the test case I will add driver.quit to all test cases, and I do not want that wait for seconds. Wait for seconds is unnecessarily making my test case execution slow. So I'm removing that line. Okay, comment that wait for seconds, add driver.quit, comment wait for seconds, comment wait for seconds here, and add driver.quit. Same thing here, comment wait for seconds, and at the end add driver.quit. Here also. So I modified all the test cases, to not to wait, and just quit the browser, once it is done. So let's right click anywhere, I'm not selecting one specific method. Right click, run as test-ng test, and this will execute all the test cases one by one with the maximum speed. So one test case got executed, this is second test case, third test case I'm seeing. The execution happening very fast, opening a page or opening that dialog and clicking on that dialog, it's very fast. So let's see how much time it is taking to run all test cases. Okay, so I can see all the 6 test cases got executed. Let's find out how much time it took. So the total time it took is 26 seconds to run all the 6 test cases, and this is the result of all the 6 test cases that we wrote. So that is all for today. So what we learned today is handling the alerts topic is done. So okay, so there is an interface alert, we take object of that alert, and how do we switch a driver? We switch driver dot switch to dot call alert method. That alert method returns object of alert. This is the object. If you want to click on OK button, if you want to say OK, just say a dot accept. If you want to click on cancel, just say a dot dismiss. And if you want to say, if you want to type something in the text box, if that alert has a text box and you want to type something in the text box, then you can say a dot send keys. Okay, there is one more thing which I haven't told you, that is if you want to read the alert message. Okay, let's do that for the first test case. Let's go back to the first test case. So this was the first test case, right? So I got that alert. I want to read the value of that alert. So string alert message is equal to alert dot, it has a get text method, alert dot get text. So alert dot get text method, what it does is it actually read text of alert dialog. How do we call that? A dot get text. This is the way we call that method. So I already wrote that. Okay, and on that message you can have assertion, assert equals, the actual is alert message, the expected value you can specify it from the web page. Okay, see what is the value of that alert. It is nice day today. Let's copy that text and add as a expected text here. Perfect. Okay, let me run this one particular test case and see if it is getting passed or not. I do not have any kind of wait, so the test execution will be very fast. Okay, done. Even the screen recording capture won't be able to capture that fast execution. You can see that test case execution is done. It is no fail. There is no fail. So these are the different methods we have learned in handling alerts. So that's all for today. Thank you. Thank you very much for attending the session. Sorry for the network issue, and we will continue our series with tutorial with the next topics as working with multiple windows and frames in our next session. That's all for today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.